Hello, this is Vulturefire, and this video is another video on the new beta, which new right now means we are on 6102. So this is largely going to be the same as the last beta video, which was on 6100, which is we have very, very different balancing on all of the cards. Basically, every single card in the game has been changed to at least some extent. The big difference between 6101 and 6102 is that you are now guaranteed some mana cards in your starting hand based on the percentage of mana cards in your deck. So if you have, and it's rounded up, I believe. So you have, 20% or less of your deck is mana, you will get 1 out of 5 of the starting cards in your opening hand will be mana. 21% to 40% you get 2, and so on. That's going to be relevant to us because, just for the fun of it, I want to do a no mana list. This taking advantage of the fact that as of this patch, or part of the big rebalance, is that a lot of cards are substantially cheaper. Let's see. Sure, that'll work. So we cannot use mana cards. So that means that we get 2 mana per turn by default. Now, just because we can't use mana cards does not mean that we cannot use cards that generate mana. For example, Aether Blast says apply 6 arcane to any enemy and then gain 3 mana if this triggers an arcane detonation. So that could give us potentially plus 2 mana. Aside from that, this is a mana card. We could use Moonlit Reverie, which gives us growth and wits. I think we want a Meditate, which is going to give us mana boost and growth. And so I think Meditate and Moonlit Reverie are kind of going to be our 2 primary sources of mana. Reload at 1 is interesting. I'm not sure we'll be able to consistently play it. I think we kind of want to see, for the most part, what we can play that costs 0 mana that doesn't have a big drawback. So I think Void Bolt is a good choice. I think we probably do want 2 Aether Blasts, actually. I think we might want Crossbow Strike, because with the Vulnerable and the growth, we will be, with the Vulnerable and the Adept, we should be able to, oh no, because now plus 50%. Which actually means that that won't be enough for Aether Blast to tip over to being a full detonation on its own. So we're going to be counting pretty hard on getting value out of that one thing. My brain has just decided to vanish. We'll be planning on getting value out of Cannon Blasts to give us the extra little bit we need. So I think we do still want Hobble, even though it's expensive. If I can find it. I think we also want Frozen Hide as our tough source. And then for shield, okay, I kind of figured Overflowing Barrier was probably 0 mana. So we're going to run at least one of those. We might need 2, but I think 1 should be a decent start. I'm considering running the second Meditate. I think that makes sense. Because I think that's pretty important for us for getting value. I think Mana Lance is maybe not the best, but we'll see. And then I could see running a Jolt. I think the Void Bolt is a little bit easier to manage. I also actually kind of am tempted to run Void Visions, which does put us down on cards, but it also potentially will let us cycle through to find the more useful cards. Let's see. That seems like a good. So for the actual cards, Echoing Bolt seems funny. I've been wanting to try Echoing Bolt. Descent into Madness seems solid. Renewing Ray obviously seems useful. Arcane Crystal, may not be able to cleanse. Mystical Bloom seems good because it is a way to get whatever. I think we do need Sanctity. I think we can't afford anything that's too much more expensive than 2 mana. I think Ancestral Memory should be interesting. We can try Arcane Crystal. We can try, I think Chaotic Barrier may be worthwhile. We aren't likely to have much in the way of Sturdy though. Curse of Decrepitude could be good. As long as we can get Weak out, it'll at least be some amount of Curse. And then, what status is we self-applying in our base deck? Just the Frost. Okay. Because I was considering whether or not I wanted that other thing. It's also tempting to run Peace of Mind. Oh, Peace of Mind now gives 2 Purity base. I had totally missed that initially. Yeah, that seems worthwhile. It's expensive, but I think we can justify it. So for other cards, I don't think we have any strikes, right? No, we do not. We are all in on spells right now, which means that Battle Ready doesn't do much for us. Cauterize seems okay. Defensive mod seems very, very good. This party wants to try Last Resort. It seems risky. I'm not sure that we could consistently get it, but it could be interesting. I could see going for a discard build and using like the treasure maps or whatever, but I don't think that's where we're at right now. Might be something to consider for a future attempt at this. Stinging Strike seems okay. Increasing Visions seems okay with the spells that we have, because they're largely cheap. Mental Growth seems potentially very useful for getting us enough mana to operate. Contemplate still seems very, very efficient for the cost. I still don't like Expressifier a ton. Sharpened Senses could be useful. I'm not totally sure that's where we're going to end up going with our deck, but Power Surge seems useful. It's kind of a one-time cost. I kind of want to try... I think we do want Stone Skin. Kind of want to try Absorb Element, but I don't think we're quite... There is a variant of this. I think we do try and go for the Absorb Element build, but I'm a bit worried about mana-wise where that'll leave you. So, I think we do want Sanctuary. I don't think we want Cleansing Shield. I think we will risk Warcry. I don't think we can afford anything more expensive. Although, Sorcerer's Secretion could end up working out for us. Because we can just count on not playing it until we can afford it. This also may be worthwhile. But also maybe not. Just thinking through what all we can get away with. Let's search mana. Oh, Mana Bolt might be useful. But it also may not. Because the thing is, like, I don't know how well we will be able to scale Mana Bolt. We can't ever get mana out of Mana Blast. Search just Mana Boost specifically. I don't think I like Channeling Runes enough. I don't think I like Calculated Deception quite enough, although that's another interesting option. Let's see, what other shield generation do we have? The Mind Over Body is actually interesting because we do have... oh, it gives us a ton of Sturdy. That's actually kind of tempting. Because we do have like a bunch of shield. We don't have that much Wits generation. We don't have 0, because we do have... I think in the base deck we... Because the only way we're discarding Void Visions is to specifically Void Bolt. And then we have these. I could see going up to 2 Void Bolts and cutting a Mana Lance. And then go like 2 Void Bolts and... Because I'm not super thrilled with Mana Lance. I think I would be happier to have 2 of those and then like 2 Moonlit Reveries to help us build growth real quick. And then we can do Wit stuff potentially, which seems worthwhile. And I don't think we want more of them. I see us wanting more Void Visions. I could see us wanting a Phase Grace, potentially. Okay. So, is that... What else are we missing, becomes the question. I'm considering an Empower if we're going with, because with the list we got right now, I think Curse of Decrepitude might be bad. Oh, not that one. Curse of Decrepitude might be bad, and Strenuous Vigor might be good. I think we'll try Last Resort. I don't think it's going to be great, but it could be, and it'll be interesting. I could see potentially wanting a reload. We have a decent number of mods. Did I put, how many scattered mods did I put in the starting deck? Oh, none. I forgot. Definitely meant to put a scattered mod in instead of one of the Void Bolts, I guess. I also kind of want, actually, I'm not sold. I think the Daily Blasts are probably not great. I have a second Overflowing Barrier and the second Void Bolt, so I got a decent amount of damage. Yeah. It's also possible I just went 2 scattered mods, but I don't think that's the case. Did I put in the reload? I think I did. Yes. And I just need one more card, which I think I've already got Void Visions. Tough choices. What is 0 cost that we haven't used yet? Hunt is pretty good. There we go. Or we could run Endure, but I don't think we're quite heavy enough on tough for that. So we'll see how this goes. Actually, Arcane Bolt seems okay. Does it? Maybe? Okay, so that's where we're at. We have a bunch of 0 cost stuff. We don't have any mana cards. Just real quick. Oh, wrong button. Check mana and just make sure that there's nothing that I accidentally added while I wasn't thinking. So we also can't take mana cards from bosses, or sorry, from enemies. More recoverable is fine. More max shield is fine. And both of these are pretty good. Cursed Horseshoe in particular tends to be pretty excellent. And let's roll. I'm sure this will go great. Look, Oneday said that he wanted to see if low mana decks were viable. So that's what we're doing. This is... I hate losing the hand size, but we don't have much card draw. So if ever this is going to be good, I think it's now. Okay. So the question is, do we go for the Shocks? Because Shocking Grasp is very good. But this gets us, like, Impales are basically free, and, like, Toughen is basically free, and both those are really, really good. So I think we go that route. Neither of those cards does really anything for us. But yeah, I really like... I'm curious. I actually haven't looked at this. Okay. That's actually okay. We can't afford that, probably. But yeah, Toughen being 1 mana is very good, and then both of these are very good for the price. And you have a guaranteed reroll. Here, I don't think we can take either of those. Okay. I think we hobble. We're going to meditate. So I can't play both of these. Which would I rather have? I think this is going to be short enough that the growth won't matter. And then it's just a question of... I think I can do that. And then, yeah, we get a detonation off, which is going to be lethal. Thanks to the Adept and the item we already picked up. Getting to shuffle is nice. So we're already up to 6 mana per turn. So we can discard that and then pop. So the Void Bolts are a little bit annoying, but I still think they are better than not. I would happier to have them than I would be to not have them, I think. Is kind of what I'm trying to say. Just playing this ends the turn, so that has to be the last thing we do. We'll play that card if it's the last thing we do. Is what I'm trying to say. I don't think we're playing 2 Overflowing Barriers this turn. But I think we are playing 1. I think we're doing okay on Adept, so we're going to pitch that. Going to do that, and we're just going to get that. Okay. Yeah, so we're now getting pretty good mana. Good spot to be in, I think. It's possible I was even a little bit too conservative on mana, on what mana cards we took, but I don't think so. I think those first couple turns are going to be rough otherwise. We go left. We upgrade. Okay, free upgrades are great. I think Scattered Mod Plus just continues to be an outstanding upgrade. I will probably take Moonlit Reverie or Meditate Plus at some point. I think Meditate Plus is better, but I think Scattered Mod is where we're starting. Because I think that just does the most for us. I don't hate pitching this to the Void Bolt. Then I think I'm just going to shield, and that lets me play this. Which, we are going to be bleeding this turn, which is annoying, but we get to block the incoming damage, which is nice. The fun thing about bleed is, like, it is non-mana, but because literally our entire deck is mana that doesn't do anything. Like, it's every card still. Okay. So this is going to do enough. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I think I like Impale. The back of this tree is very nice. I'd love to see Tiny Book. Is there anything that I want to cut here yet? I kind of feel like we don't need necessarily 2 Void Bolts. I think they're a little bit awkward. And we did pick up a couple more damage cards. I think I'm fine with cutting 1 Void Bolt. All right. I think we want to be tough. I think we want to pitch. Well, we can't play that this turn, so that's definitely gone. We can't play both of these, so that's gone. Is it worth playing both of these? I think so. We're taking a pretty substantial amount of debuff damage here, so. Alright. We do still have both of our items in reserve, which I need to keep in mind. I think now is probably a good turn to use it. I think we don't need that. Oh, we have max hand size of 8, so that's why we didn't draw as many cards as I thought we would. No, getting that debuff up is pretty nice. And then we just get to kill. Yeah. I think we're getting enough out of the Sanguine, whatchamacallit. Mystical Bloom is very good. I think we need the Sanctity, though. I think we need the access to the Cleanse, even if it's expensive. I don't know the Calling Color is doing anything for us. But it seems funny. We'll take it. And then, yeah, I think we upgrade one of the Meditates, because I do like getting all of that growth. And at that point, I don't know that we need both Moonlit Reveries, because I think one should be enough. That could be wrong, but we'll see. Yeah, we can't afford either of those. And we can just pop you for a little bit. And we are now vulnerable, which is unfortunate. And yeah, we can't cleanse off all of the vulnerable. We can only cleanse off some of it. I think that's still worth it. I think we are pitching that, because the plan is to Impale to get that Corrupt out. I think we do want more growth, because that gets us to 12 growth. Although, we may be able to get this kill right here. Yeah. I don't know why I was thinking I don't know why I prefaced that with might. We absolutely just had guaranteed lethal there. Don't even have to reroll for it. Love to see it. That should give us more consistent tough. Because we now have 2 cards in the deck that give tough. That's the Meditate Plus. These healing potions are just so useful for what we're trying to do. You can get extra tough. And that makes this affordable. I think we are going to use this. Although I'm not sure why. I don't know if there was anything we could have gotten there that would have. I should have done that first to get these pops off, because I absolutely can do that this turn, no matter what. Alright, so there we go. Decent amount of damage. And yeah, we are getting 5 mana this turn, which should be enough. But yeah, we lose all that stuff so quickly just to... we were at 9 cards there, I think. So that was at 20 minutes in? Okay, so I just need to make a note of that. But I am pretty sure that we had 9 cards there for a moment. I think we just want to pitch that. And there we go. Alright. Sanctuary seems like a very good safety net to have. It is expensive, but I think it's still worth it. We may not need Frozen Hide now. Yeah, I think we can cut Frozen Hide. So we now have 2 cleanse cards. We should probably be good for most of the run. I do like these being free. That's why I'm probably not going to end up cutting them. I don't like doing that. How much damage is incoming? 18. Yeah. Alright. Go ahead and pop you for some damage. But yeah, we're just immediately going to lose all of these cannon blasts we're getting from the level 10 passive. Well, not all of them, but some of them. Yeah, we don't have any way to get to that scattered mob, because we don't have any way to get mana once midway through the turn, which feels weird, but it is what it is. And we pitch those. And then we can dunk on you. I think we do need to try and get to these if we can, which we can. You're gone. And then you're basically dead, so I'm fine with doing that. And alright, so now we should be good this turn. There we go. Alright, I don't think reload is feasible. I don't think Cauterize is that good, but we have to take one of them. I think Cauterize is more feasible. And then I think Cryogenic Flask is valuable. One of the nice things is we can actually afford to take Elemental Strike, which is absurd. I think we are going to go ahead and do this. F me. I keep forgetting about that part. Should we get growth out then? We can at least pop off one of those Death Spores, which is nice. Rude. Because we're going to be vulnerable here, so we are actually going to get exploded. It's incredibly rude, because that takes away one of our mana this turn. By taking away one of our growth. Love to see it. Alright. Kaboom. And that'll actually get that kill. Oh no, it... Okay, they must have fixed the, whatever bug. I think that we don't explode here? No, okay. That's what I thought. We've just been kind of sad to be wrong. We can just get back to full health. And dunk on you and get lethal. Okay. Going quite well. I have done runs. I've done a lot of runs that went worse than this and that did have mana cards, so maybe mana's overrated. And this is a tough choice. I want to try the Echoing Bolt. I think with this Sanguine, whatever, we really want this. And then that actually kind of makes you want to cut this, so that the echoing bolts will guaranteed draw each other. Yeah, I think that makes sense. And then I think LE Strike is still probably what we want. What is it? Ice Shards is not bad. Flower Ice isn't bad, but I think LE Strike is too good to pass up, and we get a bunch of events if we do that, so. Neither of those is amazing. Try and figure out. We can't take that at all. I suppose this fight will give us something we can at least consider. Just have to make sure I don't accidentally, at any point during the run, take a mana card. Yeah, this is another one where it's like, if this were a, whatever, we'd be able to play, if this was a healing potion, we'd be able to play the Meditate, which would be nice. Alright, we have this. Totally forgot about that. I guess that also needs to go, but at least it's free. And we can just do this, which will pop you off, pop you off. And I think we do want to freeze you, because that ensures that we don't have to deal with the plated, which makes things a little bit cleaner. I think we just have to do this. I keep forgetting about that. Right. I guess we're doing that. And we are at least getting that kill. Although we are going to explode. Which is unfortunate, but not too bad. It at least doesn't take us away from one of our mana this turn. And hey, there's that. Tail us back. It's like nothing ever happened. And yeah, we need to get that Void Bolt going so that we can just consistently chain Echoing Bolts together. Gathering Bolt is actually pretty bad. Stone Skin isn't super useful, but we can just cut it. I think that's the plan. Would I cut? I think I would cut Bloody Rage. No, I think I'm cutting anything that costs 2 at this point. Costing 2 just a surprisingly big cost. So we kind of need shield here, at least a little bit. Then we can pop you. Okay. I think we're going to do that. It's suboptimal, but... I think this is the turn that we freeze, probably. Just because we don't have anything else to do. Well, that shield means that changes my mind. Because now we can play the Cannon Blast too, and we'll be able to make it weak. Yeah, I think we're good. Doesn't matter what we fetch here. We can actually play both Cannon Blasts. That's actually very good. And we can't get critical, so that's nice. And we get 5 mana this turn, which is pretty good. I may upgrade the remaining Moonlit Reverie at some point. I think Cauterize probably needs to go. I think we might have enough other stuff that we don't need it. All right. Okay, so now we have... Yeah, because once we're holding the Void Bolt, we're good. And just as until we hit fatigue. Yeah, that is probably unreasonable. That probably needs a nerf. Heck, defensive mod I think is good. This is a pretty fun combo with that. I like having starting Mighty Rank though. That may be the pick. It's a tough choice between the two of them. We have enough of their Mighty sources, I think. And that is a Mighty source technically. Alright. So, step 1. Do that. Do that first. Get the bleed up. So that's going to kill you. Do we care about being on fire? No. Because you're setting it powerful. Let me just kill you. And this actually works out nicely for us because we get an upgraded Cannon Blast. Okay. That's what we get. Should have pitched this. We can play this, but I don't think we want to. I think we just want to get damage out for now. I mean, we do want to play it eventually, but we don't want to play it until, you know. Right. Played that to just compensate for the burn. You are not going to accomplish anything. Thank you. No, we now... No, we don't necessarily just win here, unfortunately. Oh, okay. Because it just depends on whether... when we draw... Yeah, because we eventually we're going to draw the Void Bolt. But the fact that it was second, I think, does win us the game. So yeah, the Void Bolt needs to go. We can't take that. Last Resort, we can't play, I think, is what we found. I'll take a Second Sanctuary. We don't need to. I do need to cut some. This is not... After having played this, I think there are changes I would make, definitely. I think attacking the vulnerable drakes is worth it. Because that'll get us the ability to pick up critical. Which is something we currently can't do. So this is going to give us that. Let's pop those. I think we do need the mana boost. I think it's worth doing this. We can... trying to think, because I can either... Yeah, I think I point this here. And then this will kill the back one. Which is convenient. Now the front one's going to get more evasion, which is annoying. I don't think we're in huge trouble. All right. Meditate. Moonlit Reverie. There's no way we can play this without that. Let's pitch those two because we can't play them. I think I do want to just do that. No, we get more shit. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna block all of this, and that's gonna get detonation, which is fun. There's more evasion stacks, which... So kind of, I think the way that this deck is now working is that we're basically holding out until we find Echoing Bolt, and then Echoing Bolt is solving all of our problems forever. That's just how the deck works. Although that only really will become true, as I've said, once we manage to get rid of... once we manage to get rid of whatever that thing is. This is lethal. And then yeah, that is a little bit useful, and we often will have cards that we can't play in hand that we can discard to it. Okay. So we really do want to get Purity up. I think that's very important. Can't play that. We don't need to play that necessarily. And then yeah, we can get a bunch of Purity up, which is nice. I do think 3-cost cards are not like out of the question. But the thing is, we keep finding ourselves in this position where words. I think we saved the mana. And then we keep finding ourselves in this position where like we are ending fights fast enough that we aren't actually building up our growth most of the time. Which, that card is largely the reason why. Alright, so we're going to explode, but it's not going to hurt too bad. We are going to be shocked, which will hurt probably. Unless we can win this turn. Which I don't think we can. Even with that Echoing Bolt, I don't think so. It's going to help. Alright, that's a little bit unfortunate, but... Alright. And this actually helps. Alright, so we're actually going to be able to fully block this, which is nice. We have plenty of sturdy. And then this attack is just nothing, because we are not endangered. We don't need that. I don't think we're playing that. And then we're going to do this first so we can get bleed set up, so we can corrupt the bleed. And I'll just blow up again. We don't have quite enough shields. Is there... Yes, there's no falling barrier in here. We'll go for it. We did not get it. We can force the shuffle. No, this won't even force the shuffle. But that does. Hey, that's exactly what we needed. And we get the win. Okay. So yeah, with Void Bolt gone, things are going to go more smoothly, I think. I think it is now finally time to pick up the Mystical Bloom. Spell Weaving Boots is potentially very good for just helping with cannons. I think it's better than anything else we have that we are offered here. Starting Wits isn't the worst, but I like what we have. We're going to upgrade. Like Mystical Bloom Plus is very good, but I don't think we need it. I really like the idea of upgrading the Moonlit Reverie to just give us a full... I also really like upgrading the Hobble, so we can play it more consistently. But I think I like the 1-cost Growth 6. I think that's very important to us. And then I think, yeah, we have to cut the Void Bolt. I have a bunch of other cards I want to cut, but the Void Bolt has to go because of where the deck is at right now. Alright. This is probably better than the Spell Weaving Boots, because we are so often going to be playing free spells. Is it better than the Calling Caller? What are we fighting? Yeah, it's probably better than the Calling Caller. Okay, so Emerald Dragon could be difficult, but we do have some sources. We do have defensive mod, which should help. I think we are playing that. We are pitching one of these. Do we want... Yes, I think we want the purity set up. I think that will be very useful in future turns. But yeah, we want to keep aggressively removing cards because we need to cycle our deck as fast as possible to get back to the card that we actually care about, which is the... yeah, that doesn't actually... We don't have space in hand. Let's do this to you. Alright, and we're just going to get a lot of damage out. Because we have 64% damage from the Vengeance. In case you were curious where so much of that had come from. And then, yeah, there we go. Nice and clean. Power Surge. No, Hunt. Like, Power Surge is kind of tempting. But I don't think we... So, this is absolutely happening. This is happening. I don't think we're using... let's go ahead and use that. Because we have other sources of all those buffs, so that just gets us started. I think we're going to try and block a buff turn. But we may also save the freeze for in case we find ourselves in a really bad position. Which could happen. I really like getting Hobble out, especially on the same turn that we're going to be able to impale. I think we use this. That's a little bit unfortunate. I would have liked to have gotten that on a turn where we're playing more cards. But I will take what I can get. Yeah, we need to get our Meditates played. I think we played either of our Meditates last time around. Pitch that, pitch Sanctuary. Okay, but now is the point where it gets fun, which is that we're just gonna... Let's go ahead and pop off the... whatever. And so yeah, now we just get to play these until we run out of mana, which is going to happen pretty soon. But we did have to loop until we got to Fatigue for that to happen. Alright. And then we are going to take no damage. Because we're cool like that. Yeah, let's go ahead and freeze actually. Prevent more. Prevent tough is the most important thing there is that prevents tough from getting set up, because tough is going to be pretty annoying. And we can also prevent more powerful from showing up. And we have plenty of shocked, which is going to keep us safe from... sorry, we have plenty of purity to prevent us from getting shocked. Words are difficult sometimes. It's going to do pretty good work. Yeah, this cauterize is very bad in this specific fight, and I don't think we need it overall at this point. So yeah, every time we do that, we get to do some nonsense, and there we go. Clean. And we cannot afford Dragon Form. I don't think we can really use Peace of Mind. I think we can use Arcane Crystal, though. And we can probably upgrade it because we have Purity. Yeah, we can just choose not to play it if we can't afford to use it. And then we can cut. So the cards that I want to cut right now are Cauterize and probably maybe Stone Skin. I think Stone Skin, Cauterize, and one of the Sanctuaries are what I am most interested in cutting. I think Cauterize is the most important. Let's see, are we fighting... Okay, we're fighting Maw. That's kind of a little bit what I was afraid of, but I think we actually should be fine. Let's see. Horrifying Mutation seems pretty good. Not the most useful, but I'm also just taking a bunch of events. Although I think I will decline to fight Paladin unit here. If we fight it, if we find it, I do not think this deck is beating Paladin unit, but I don't know. On the other hand, it might. I think that's the most unlikely thing I've ever heard. So we're going to Sanctuary here. And yeah, so there is Arcane Crystal doing a lot of work for us. We are taking 12, 24, so we're taking a little bit of damage here, but not enough to make me concerned. Because we're taking like 3 damage here. Yeah, that's whatever. Don't care. I do want to Stone Skin. That seems important. I don't think we need that. I don't think we need that. Oh man, that was very good. And yeah, we absolutely do need that though. Pop you. I think we just pop you, which is almost lethal. We have enough mana. I actually do want to, I think, draw more cards. Because if we can play, yeah, just basically anything else, we kill this. More shield. Why not? And hey, we finally get this in an opening hand. This being at the bottom of the deck is unfortunate. Let's discard that. Just pop you. And then get shield. Pop. There goes your powerful buffs. And yeah, I think even without the Echoing Bolt, we'd be in pretty good shape. Obviously, the Echoing Bolt is very, very helpful. And it's kind of the most immediate answer to the question, how are we winning? We can just win with bleed here. Okay. Yeah, Sanguine, whatever is indeed value. But like there, we never even set up that. Dead of Night is very good. This is very good. We may not need this damage scales. I think it's better than damage scales. I know this puts us like 3 card draw trinkets, but I don't even care. Card draw trinkets are just very, very good. I will take all of them. thinking in terms of whether I want to... This is an okay turn to do that. And yeah, okay, so we end up fairly arcaned, but that's whatever. I think it's going to be a huge deal. We are going to lose one of these. But we have purity, so we can do that safely. Yeah, this can go. So Tiny Book is going to trigger detonations on the back two, which seems good. Do we need this overflowing barrier? I think we might. I don't know that we need both of these, though. Because I don't think the fight's going to last long enough to really care. I probably could have just gotten rid of the overflowing barrier, but... And yeah, that'll do a lot of work. Oh, if I'd done this, I probably could have won. I don't think it's a huge deal. Like I said, I think we've easily won this. And yeah, there's one of them down. There's the other one almost dead. And like we don't even have to target it because the bleed from, even though it evaded, the bleed was going to be enough. Still can't take that. Stroke of Genius seems pretty good. Like worst case scenario, it cycles itself, which seems fine. All right, we get an upgrade. That's gonna just trigger a bunch of times. That's gonna give us even more purity, but I'm not certain that we need it. Although going into Maw, we might. I think I'm upgrading the other meditate. Yeah, because I don't think the hobble's less important now we have the Dead of Night. Starting at it seems worse than what we have. That seems not as useful right now. I think we're just good to keep moving. And then I would take Dig, maybe. I don't think I'm taking either of those. I don't think I'm taking Dig. I don't think we can afford it. Although it has a chance to give us Mana Salves, which is fun. So I think we're going to do the thing again where we play that, and then we Sanctuary. We can afford to just eat the damage from this, so we might. Yeah, that gets the wits for that. We get to power this defensive mod. It's going to give it shield to you, but this is going to detonate you twice, which is important because we need 2 detonations in order for that to come online. Okay. Yeah, Arcane Crystal is definitely doing good work for us, I would say. These are going to get shredded by Overdraw. Oh man, we lost all of our cannons to Overdraw. Brutal. And the reason that happened, by the way, is that we have whatever going on. Okay. Let's do. Sorry, it's because we have still the -2 hand size. We have a hand size of 8 right now, which has worked out more than it hasn't. So. Boom. Are we doing on growth? Okay, we are way over what we need. We don't actually have to even play that. Should have just discarded it. That doesn't do anything for us. You're late. And we got one more. And I think we do want that shield. And it actually ends up being net damage, which is funny. Okay. Arcane Crystal. So I think he kills the front one. Yeah. These treasures are way better now that they are free. Right, found these. And they'll be free longer because of the Arcane Crystal, which is nice. Oh, let's actually do this, that. Should have done that sooner. It's very nice that we were just... Okay, yeah, we are at We're absolutely able to overdraw. Just do that. Do that. All right, so the Echoing Bolts are going to start costing mana now, but unfortunately, yeah, I messed up. I don't think it matters a ton, because we just get to stack so much bleed here, which is nice. That's net so much damage. And then yeah, we play the treasure and we get the win. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we can afford dig. Surprise attack seems okay though, because it's literally free. We may want to upgrade the defensive mod just because it makes some things a little easier. Because having the purity is important to be able to play the crystal. We don't need that this turn. I don't think we're playing that this turn. I think that's actually where our mana's going. Yeah, because we want to get growth out, get set up well, because this might be a longer fight. We're totally fine with that. It's actually good for us because it gives us a cannon blast. Boom. We're going to play this once we have purity up. Which I think now is a fine time to do that. Cards cost less. Spend the other purity on Horseshoe. Let's do that. Flow you up. And then we can just punk you for some damage. Get our shield back. Okay, we're that powerful, and we're good. Okay, there that is. Yeah, these are just going to eventually cost mana, but until they do, or cost more mana, I guess. And yeah, that just, like, we could win this without Echoing Bolt, but it makes it so much faster that we don't have to. Do this dance again. That doesn't do anything for us. That doesn't do anything for us. And we can do this. And this, for bonus points, is a turn where it wasn't summoning, which is always nice. Oh, because we were hidden. I was trying to figure out why we had guaranteed crits there for a moment. Just chain these together until we win. Strenuous Vigor, I don't think we even need it, but it's funny, and we can, so we're going to. None of that seems better than what we have. Upgrade the Strenuous Vigor, because if we end up fighting that one jerk, I think we're going to need that. I said I wanted to cut those, but I'm not even sure. I think the Hobble can go because we have Dead of Night. That may be arrogant, but we'll see. And we also will see if we end up fighting that event. Okay. Make all of you vulnerable. Make all of you weak. That's absolutely got to happen this turn. And that's pretty good. We do end up cursed, but we do have cleanse, so I'm not too worried. We are going to watch all of our precious cards go away again. Okay, that's nice. This is awkward. I can't afford to play that. I think I can't check that from here. Fix that. Okay, yeah, the defensive mod's already gone. So we need one of our sanctuaries in order to play Arcane Crystal safely. Which we have not had any luck on finding. Okay. Trying to make space in hand. That's a little too expensive. We can play it though, but we can't play that. Let's play that. Then we play that. And now everything that's left in the hand is free. So that was the reason we got detonations, then more detonations, was because the first string were for a maroon. Yeah, there's the stuff we can't afford anymore. You're getting plenty of growth from the Arcane Bloom. And I don't think I'm going to bother playing the Stroke of Genius here. But I'm just playing these because I don't really want them sitting in my deck. Okay. Decent place to end the turn. Boop. Yeah. Kind of wanted to skip this fight just because it's kind of a little bit annoying to play through. But we're absolutely winning, so. Oh, whoops. I didn't notice we were over hand size. That's unfortunate. Alright. We just kind of get to go off here. But not to the same extent. But I mean, can't exactly say it's going poorly. You're dead. Go ahead and play that just for the fun of it. No point even playing that. Alright, we're now slightly cursed. But we don't really care. Alright, defensive mod. Play those. Trying to figure out sequencing here. Alright, so we can now play that, which is important because it means it lets us play Arcane Crystal. Which means that we can now get all of our buffs, and then Strenuous Vigor, which will heal us and give us some more buff stacks. You're probably playing that, but let's get some explosions off first, just see if we draw more cards. Nope. Okay. That'll mostly deal with our curse problem. And we can do this. Okay. We have to play something to get it out of hand. Sure. Do that guaranteed crit. Why not? Okay. Play that to get it out of hand. There we go. I don't think we even need the mental growth at this point. I think I'd kind of just rather have the other surprise attack so we can just get it out of hand easier. Okay. This fight could be annoying. We'll see. It may also be just like all the others where it's like totally fine and nothing matters. So we can't play that. I think we do want to play that. So I guess that can go. So we have to play this first, potentially. Actually, no, we don't, because this is going to be free either way. Because we're going to play that. Alright. And totally fine doing that, I think. Deciding, I'm going to just draw the one card. Because that makes that free. Which means that I can play that safely. Which means that I am clear to... Actually, I think I'm going to play that Sanctuary here. Oh, that's a little bit awkward. Because now we are still... That's fine. All's well as ends well. I would say that ends well. We get to do some popping. Get to pop off some of those annoying powerful stacks on this one. We want this one to die. That's only going to be one detonation. So I think we have to put that there. But that does solve that problem. And so it's next turn that could potentially be a problem. Oh, we should get this going. Before fatigue sets in. We get more powerful stacks. Ideally, we're going to get through phase 1 here. I think it's a little bit more shield every time we loop, but I think we're not damaging it. Okay, that's very close. And yeah, the bleed gets us there. And now you have no powerful. You have no power here. So you're just going to explode. And we're going to lose all of these. Detonate a few times. Detonate again. End turn. Yeah, getting up to 8 mana turn tends to be enough. And we now have all of our echoing bolts have come home to roost. Pretty sure that's going to win us eventually. Just have to wait for the animations to finish playing. Boop. That's pretty good. At least a card I would not mind having. This is totally fine. We do not care if, like, Paladin has 15 more shield. Speaking of, alright. Okay, so that's nice to see. I think freezing here makes sense. Just prevents the opportunist stuff from coming out, which is nice. And I'm not too worried about the summons, I think. Which could be a mistake, but we'll see. Okay. I like being able to impale that. And we are going to play that just for value. We have to play, I think we play that first. Trying to figure out, because I do want to play that, so I'm just trying to figure out what else I can find. So we don't have tough right now, so I think that's probably the most important thing to get. Oh, because that'll give us powerful, but we won't be able to afford. I think actually getting powerful setup is more important. And then we can end hidden. That seems okay. I mean, it doesn't do a ton, but it also will apply more weak. That gives us tough. That gives us that. Let me just do this. Okay. Okay. We absolutely need to get that growth out. And then I think we are just eating this damage here and it's fine. And so summon should come out now. Oh no. No summon this round, I guess. This might be a problem. I maybe should have frozen out the Doom proc, but I think if the only damage we take is Doom, I'm not too worried. I'm not actually going to play that this turn, I think. I don't think this does much for us. Yeah, I think we pitched that, and I think the Flash Bomb, actually. So we can pop off a couple more of those Fortress stacks, which is nice. And then, yeah, we're gonna get the Fatigue. We can't dodge that, but we do get to dodge the Curse at least. And yeah, I don't know why we didn't get a whatever cycle this turn, but I'm not complaining. Okay. I think stacking more powerful, because this is still just so much damage in addition to the powerful. I think we just have to keep playing that. And then, how are we doing on Mighty Tough? We could use more stacks. Okay. Yeah, there's a pop. There's Opportunist up again. So we're not drawing a ton of cards this turn. But this is not a turn where we were drawing a ton of cards anyway, apparently, so yeah, that works out. We are so close to accidentally popping that. That was actually an okay turn to do that. Cool, that's kind of what I was hoping for. We then get to... Alright, we already have Critical. We don't have Predator, so we want to do... but I don't want to pop that this turn, I think. I think that's a little risky. We don't want to do that. Okay. So this is going to pop and not quite get you to phase change. Because I think we want to have... Oh, we've got... I think we're okay to do phase change now. I call it phase change, it's not really. Okay, I like getting guaranteed crits on that. So yeah, there we go. Cleansed itself off, but we didn't have much stuff on it anyway. And we had enough whatever to just prevent getting debuffed here, which is nice. Okay. We can get more of various buffs. Oh, one of the other changes that we have now is we get extra max shield from cards. So this is giving us 17 because we have +3 from this and we have +2 from that. Let's actually pop off as much as we can there before we go into this loop. Because yeah, we could do get that Fortress, and just preventing some of that Fortress is nice. It's actually very nice. Because that'll let us get, yeah, a couple more of these out. Okay. Good turn. Boop. Alright, summons come out, that's annoying. This guy has just so much, but I don't think it's going to stop us. It might slightly impede us, but it won't stop us. So this will... I don't know why I bothered doing it that order. In my head there was a reason. Okay. So we do get to avoid getting cursed this turn at least. Which is nice. Okay. And this is just gonna solve problems for us, slowly but surely. Let's just see what our one other card is gonna be. We don't really need to play that. So this thing has to die, because otherwise it's going to keep upping the amount of curse it applies on us. Oh, weird. This is going to reapply Doom on us. I didn't even notice before, but we are super fine on Doom. Because this jerk has just, or this friendo has decided to just help us with that. I don't think we ever trip Opportunist on it either. Oh no! We triggered Opportunist on it the first time it was frozen, and that's why it didn't summon the first time around. But that doesn't explain, because we didn't trip it again, did we? That's weird. I do not know. Alright, that's a pretty good amount of damage. And we got through a wave of summons, and we're a decent way away from the next wave of summons, so that's a good sign. This will help, because that just guarantees. Alright, I think, yeah, we're just going to get there off the back of Echoing Bolts. Whoop. So that's what, 24 plus, or no, it's more than 24, because it's 24 on just these two pages, because they're 12 pages each, so that's 24, 28, 34, 38, plus, okay, we have a few Echoing Bolts. Okay, well, yeah, that was incredibly easy. We didn't take any damage at all. That's just nonsense. I don't think that's better than what we've got going on. It does save us mana technically, but I don't really want to deal with self-curse. And after that, do we really need anything else? I could take another one of those. Actually, yeah, taking and upgrading this may seem silly, but the reason we do this is that now the first time we play Echoing Bolt, we're good. We don't have to cycle the deck once to get going. I think Stroke of Genius is pretty meh. I think that's probably what we cut. Ossifying Strike isn't necessarily the most important thing. Could probably cut the Ossifying Strike. Stone Skin, that can go. Final answer. I was hoping we weren't going to have to actually do this fight. I should have just let them take it. I'm lazy, okay? So that has to happen. We are not tough. I would like to be tough. We have to play that to be tough, but then we don't get to play this. I think getting that extra, I think getting mana boost up is more important. Let's see what. Okay, that's kind of what I was hoping to see. It's this overflowing barrier. And just, yeah, start doing this, like I said, because that just immediately means. Oh, man. Yeah, this may be a problem. This needs a nerf. Sure. Give me a second. Okay. That seems fine. I would like to cleanse, but it's not the end of the world if that doesn't happen. That will get rid of our frail at least. So then that will work. And we can pop some dorks. Draw, hoping to find not that. Let's freeze you. Just make this turn a little bit safer. Okay. So yeah, we hit overdraw at several points during these. Turn to Gunk is actually probably good, because it just lets us get rid of stuff we don't need. I think actually having another defensive mod is better though, because I think that is the card that I most want to have more copies of. Okay, last chance, what are we cutting? I think Hunt is unnecessary. I think Ossifying Strike is unnecessary. I think Stroke of Genius is unnecessary. I think Sanctity is unnecessary. It's very expensive too. That seems not that useful. I think we're fine on what we've got. Like, normally doubling Spyglass is amazing, but I don't know that I have anything I super care about doubling. Sure, going in with Mighty is nice. We don't... starting Purity is actually... Do we care about starting Purity? We might not, because we have other sources. Oh, we can spin these rerolls here. I don't think there's anything I'm taking, but... that's actually very good, because that's a way to actually get mana. Okay, and yeah, so like this is why I didn't think we needed Pure Ghost Crystal. Just give some shield, because we don't care. Get some sturdy, because we do care. Okay. I think we want to block one of the turns that's going to give us trash. Because I think that's the thing that's the most threatening to us. Yeah, and I apologize for the pauses while I type, because I should be on the ball with pausing the video and I'm not. Okay, so we can do this, and that. And this, and that, and this, and that. Yeah, freeze you. The engines. If we can find... that's actually still pretty useful. Because now we're on the hunt. And it's time for fun. Yeah. Fatigue is set in, but... you know. Okay. More width, sure. Or sorry, yeah, I guess that is also more width, but more growth. Now. And we're off to the races again. We are actually going to be able to afford that thanks to Scattered Blast. And then I think it'll pay for itself. This is not triggering 2 detonations, so we have to do it first. And then yeah. Okay, it doesn't quite pay for itself. No, it does. It does totally pay for itself. And block both of those. Shadow Slashes are annoying, but not the end of the world. Not having any Purity this turn is annoying. Especially because we have Strange Figure. Okay, let's get a detonation out, which means value. I think we do play this to just get those 2 free, which gives us mana boost, which means you have a little bit more mana to play with on future turns. But basically we are just, once again, waiting until we draw around to the card that matters most, which is this. So I think this will be a good point. Once we get the shuffle here, which, there we go. So yeah, we now have just page, 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 which is, yeah, 1, 2, 3, so that's 36, nearly 48, so 47, plus 6 is 53, plus 4 in hand and 1 in, and 3 in bin. So it's 53 plus 7, so we have exactly 60 copies right now. That seems entirely reasonable. All right, and then boop. Yeah, that went very well. And so you don't need mana. That's the answer. Having those couple of growth cards was enough. Like, obviously you are very tight on what cards you can run, but like I said, I think even without that Echoing Bolt, we would have been fine. Because even in the fights where, before we had the second Echoing Bolt, where we had to like spend a bunch of time setting up, I didn't feel like we were in real danger, which is a good sign. I think that just working with 8 mana a turn would have absolutely been feasible, and just having Echoing Bolt let us into fights a lot faster. So thanks for coming with me on this exciting adventure, and I'll see you guys for whatever the next video is. Toodles!